All right, how's it going, everyone? This is Dr. Ramirez, and I'll be teaching today's segment of Engineering 10, right, based on solar power, right? So let's go ahead, dive in. Boom. Okay, so humble beginnings, right? First, we start, as an American, I hate to say this, but the French beat us, right? French got us here, right? With Edmond discovering the photovoltaic effect at 19, right? This happened in 1839, so some time, but basically electric field, right? Semiconductor, sunlight, right? Basically allows for electrons to move from one point to another, basically the definition of electricity, right? And then we move forward to Chris Fritz, right? In 1883, he creates the first prototype with selenium and a thin layer of gold, right? Efficiency at 1%, right? I know what you're thinking. You're like, what? 1% ain't much, but as I will show shortly, right? We didn't progress much, right? It's kind of strange, but also moving from that, right, 1940s, World War II, semiconductor research, right, helps push the movement, right, and in the 1950s, we will have our first panel, right. Then we go here, right. This didn't happen in the last 10 years, obviously, but basically in 1959, Hoffman Electric's, right, 10% efficient fit panel, right, um, was created, right, and as I said before, right, not much of a big jump from 1%, but basically, we get to 10%. We basically stay there, right? From then until like 2010, right? Where the average sort of efficiency was 10%, right? Not, we didn't change. I mean, obviously, sort of like advancements in material science and whatnot, but yeah, we still kind of kept in that 10% range. And even installation was like 40,000, per residential unit. So, unless you had that 40,000 lying around, right? It wasn't, really um sort of like financially viable for a lot of people. So boom. And then, the last decade, we actually saw a lot of improvements in advancements, right? Um, yeah, as we could tell by the diagram, right? Things like soft costs, right? Such as, things like sales tax, right? Things we don't obviously consider, but are, a large role in the greater sense of like a grand total, right? Those were higher, right? Significantly higher, right? Not to mention like hardware, labor, right? All that stuff. And um, it's definitely decreased over the decades, right? Now, 2020, it's a awesome, beautiful, right? $1. But yeah, basically we went from 40,000 to 18,000. It's like insane how in that short amount of time that has happened, right? More than half, right? Basically investments from China, not just China, but international investments have pushed this drive, right? And electric companies such as Tesla, right? LG, General Electric, those are just a few examples, but just goes to show you that we've been pushing this, right? Not just domestically, but internationally too, and everything's awesome. So we move forward, and here we are, right? The future looks bright for solar panels because with with the U.S. carbon uh, sort of what is it like initiative to be neutral by 2050, right? Solar panels will definitely play a large role, right? Renewable energies, not just that, but China, right? Another big international player, and hybrid systems too, right? If they work in conjunction with solar panels, right, will definitely be create a like redundant system that will maintain electricity, right? And not to mention like technologies like solid state batteries that will be able to transfer and like keep store power for the times where let's say windmills ain't working, or your uranium supplies are out, or your what is it? Your the sun bulb dies, right? Basically, batteries will keep us in check. And here's just a few examples, right? We have some on even on Laney, right? The solar panel roofs, and we have that awesome sort of plants that will heat up a material or water, right? And create steam, push a turbine. Turbines are magical with renewable energy. And here we go. We have solar power plant too, right? Beautiful thing about solar arrays, right? They're virtually plug and play, right? Plug into the system, get electricity, right? Basically, I put this here as like demonstration of what math can do, right? Especially in terms of engineering, right? And what this demonstrates is basically how like the power of watts on a solar panel changes with the position of sun. Basically, sun goes up one horizon, goes down the next. And that's basically calculus because here we're just understanding like the curve, right? The area of the curve. And so here's the solution, right? Just gives us 4.8 kilowatt hours a day. And basically, I don't mean this to be a math class, but you're going to learn to love math as an engineer. And trust me, I've had plenty of years with it. I still haven't, but eventually you're going to settle with it, right? It comes with the marriage. Here we are. And yeah, thank you for my present, or thank you for viewing my presentation. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you're at, and best of luck on your academic journeys.